Welcome to our discussion today, where we dive into the crucial yet often overlooked aspect of parenting, the impact of words. Our words as parents hold tremendous power. They shape the beliefs, self-esteem, and future of our children. Children should always expect affection and attention from their parents. But what if the parents are toxic? Whether hurtful words are intended to cause pain or not, they can leave marks and memories from a short time to their lifetime. Hurtful statements can come from loved ones, such as parents, and the psychological and emotional damage can be devastating to many people, particularly their children. The way parents raise their children and behave around them sets up the basic ground that builds their personality and self-esteem. Today, we're exploring 8 toxic things parents say to their children. These seemingly innocent phrases can sow seeds of doubt, limit potential, and affect the emotional well-being of our kids. Join us as we uncover these phrases, understand their impact, and learn how to foster a nurturing environment that encourages growth and positivity in our children's lives. 1. Offensive words towards appearance. Using offensive language or making derogatory remarks about a child's appearance can have profound negative effects on their self-esteem and mental well-being. Parents, in their attempts to guide or discipline their children, might inadvertently say hurtful things that deeply impact a child's perception of themselves. Comments about a child's physical appearance, weight, size, or overall look can be damaging. Phrases like "you're overweight," "you're too skinny," "you're not pretty enough," or comparisons to others can create unnecessary pressure and insecurities. Such remarks not only hurt a child's self-worth, but also distort their self-image and perception of beauty. Though these remarks might stem from a place of concern or motivation to encourage a child, they often result in unintended negative consequences. They can lead to stress, anxiety, and even contribute to body image issues and low self-esteem. Instead of resorting to offensive language or negative comments, creating a safe environment and offering constructive praise and encouragement can help children develop confidence and self-acceptance. Focusing on their qualities, abilities, and achievements can help parents foster a positive in their children. Nurturing love and support without tying it to physical appearance is crucial. Parents should aim to make their children feel loved and accepted for who they are, irrespective of their appearance. Positive and encouraging words from parents play a significant role in nurturing a child's mental and emotional health. 2. Comparisons. Comparing children to others is a toxic practice that can significantly impact their self-worth and psychological well-being. Parents often unknowingly engage in this behaviour, believing it might motivate their children to excel. However, these comparisons can have detrimental effects. When parents compare their children to siblings, peers, or other children, it creates an unhealthy atmosphere of competition and inadequacy. Constantly hearing phrases like, "Why can't you be more like your brother, see?" or "Look at how well your friend performs in school," instills a sense of inferiority and self-doubt in children. Such comparisons can make them feel unappreciated and undervalued for who they are as individuals. Moreover, these comparisons can breed resentment and strained relationships among siblings or peers. Instead of fostering healthy competition, it often results in jealousy, insecurity, and a lack of self-confidence in the child who feels they don't measure up to the standards set by others. Comparisons disregard each child's unique strengths, talents, and individuality. Every child has their own pace of development in areas where they excel. By comparing them to others, parents overlook their child's unique qualities and inadvertently communicate that they're not good enough as they are. To mitigate these harmful effects, parents should focus on celebrating their children's individual achievements and qualities without drawing comparisons. Encouraging a supportive environment that values each child's uniqueness helps nurture their self-esteem and fosters a sense of self-worth based on their own merits, rather than in relation to others. Building a positive and affirming relationship that appreciates each child's strengths can help them grow into confident and self-assured individuals. 3. Verbal abusive words or statements. Verbal abuse from parents towards their children can have devastating and long-lasting effects on a child's mental and emotional well-being. Words have immense power, and when parents use hurtful, demeaning, or abusive language, it can deeply scar a child. Verbal abuse encompasses a range of toxic statements or words, including insults, name-calling, yelling, belittling, and constant criticism. Phrases like "you're worthless," "I wish you weren't my child," "you're stupid," or "you'll never amount to anything" can cause immense emotional trauma and severely damage a child's self-esteem. This form of abuse not only affects the child's self-worth, but also distorts their understanding of healthy relationships. They might grow up normalizing or internalizing this behaviour, impacting their ability to form healthy connections and trust others. Verbal abuse creates an atmosphere of fear, anxiety and insecurity at home, hindering a child's emotional development. It can lead to depression, anxiety disorders, and various behavioural issues. Children who experience verbal abuse might struggle academically, socially and emotionally, carrying the scars of these words into their adult lives. It's crucial for parents to understand the impact their words have on their children. Instead of resorting to verbal abuse, parents should strive to communicate in a respectful, constructive, and empathetic manner. Building a nurturing environment based on love, support, and positive communication can help children develop a healthy sense of self and create a foundation for their emotional well-being. Professional help may also be necessary for both the child and the parent to heal from the effects of verbal abuse. 4. Making the child feel burdened. Making a child feel burdened through words or actions is detrimental to their emotional and psychological development. Parents might unintentionally convey messages that impose excessive responsibilities or create undue pressure, which can overwhelm and stress the child. Statements such as "you're such a burden," "you always cause trouble," or "you're too much to handle" convey to the child that they are an inconvenience or a source of problems. This kind of language makes the child feel unwanted, unappreciated, and can instill a sense of guilt for merely being themselves. Assigning responsibilities beyond a child's capability, or constantly reminding them of the sacrifices made for them, can also make them feel burdened. Statements like "look at all the sacrifices we've made for you" can lead to feelings of guilt or obligation in the child, impacting their self-esteem and causing emotional distress. This type of messaging can significantly affect a child's mental health. They might internalise feelings of inadequacy, develop anxiety or depression, and struggle with self-worth issues. It can also strain the parent-child relationship, leading to communication barriers and emotional distance. Instead of making a child feel like a burden, parents should foster an environment where children feel loved, supported, and valued. Encouraging open communication, expressing appreciation, and acknowledging a child's efforts rather than emphasising sacrifices can create a healthier dynamic. Providing guidance and responsibility suitable for their age and abilities helps in their growth without overwhelming them. A nurturing environment that acknowledges a child's worth beyond their tasks or duties is crucial for their emotional well-being and positive development. 5. Selfish motives. Toxic parenting behaviour often involves using children for fulfilling the parent's own needs or desires, which can have damaging effects on the child's emotional health and sense of self-worth. Parents might inadvertently or purposefully express selfish motives through statements like "you exist to make me happy" or "you owe me for everything I've done for you." These statements can convey a sense of entitlement and manipulate the child into feeling guilty for having their own needs or desires. Additionally, parents might use phrases like "you should be grateful for everything I've sacrificed for you" to guilt trip or control the child's behaviour. When parents project their own unfulfilled ambitions or dreams onto their children, saying things like "you'll be a doctor because I couldn't," or "you need to succeed where I failed," it places undue pressure and expectations on the child. This can lead to the child feeling forced to live up to unrealistic standards set by their parents, causing immense stress and a loss of personal identity. Using children as emotional crutches, or confidants by saying "you're the only one I can talk to," or "you're my only friend," can create a burdensome emotional dependency on the child. This disrupts the parent-child dynamic, blurring boundaries and inhibiting the child's emotional development. Children who grow up feeling they exist solely for their parents' fulfillment, or as a means to an end, may experience lasting emotional trauma. They might struggle with asserting their own needs, forming healthy relationships, and developing a sense of autonomy and self-worth. It's essential for parents to recognise and respect their children as individuals with their own aspirations, emotions, and boundaries. Building a healthy parent-child relationship involves fostering an environment where the child's needs are acknowledged, their boundaries respected, and their personal growth supported without the weight of parental expectations or emotional burdens. Encouraging independence and autonomy while providing unconditional love and support is crucial for a child's emotional well-being and healthy development. 6. Provocative questions. Provocative or loaded questions from parents to children can be emotionally damaging and create an environment of stress and discomfort. These questions might seem innocent on the surface, but are often manipulative or aimed at shaming or controlling the child. Statements that imply judgment or criticism, such as "why can't you be more like your sibling?" or "why do you always mess things up?" are not constructive and can make a child feel inadequate or misunderstood. Such questions aren't designed to seek understanding or support, but rather to shame or blame the child for perceived shortcomings. Questions that challenge a child's character or worth, like "are you sure you're trying your best?" or "why can't you do anything right?" can erode a child's confidence and self-esteem. They create a sense of self-doubt and make the child feel like they are constantly under scrutiny, which is detrimental to their emotional well-being. Moreover, using questions as a means of manipulation or to evoke guilt, such as "don't you care about how I feel?" or "do you want to disappoint me?" can place undue emotional pressure on the child. These questions manipulate the child's emotions and coerce them into compliance or behaving in a certain way to avoid upsetting the parent. Frequent exposure to these kinds of questions can lead to increased anxiety, self-doubt, and a distorted self-image in children. It can also strain the parent-child relationship and hinder open communication. Parents should aim to communicate in a supportive and understanding manner rather than using questions to shame, blame, or manipulate. Encouraging open dialogue, active listening, and offering guidance without resorting to loaded questions can create a healthier and more trusting relationship between parent and child. Validating a child's feelings, providing constructive feedback, and refraining from using questions as a tool for control is essential for nurturing a positive and supportive environment for a child's emotional growth and well-being. 7. Threatening abandonment. Threatening to abandon a child is a harmful behaviour by parents that can have lasting effects on the child's emotional well-being and development. This behaviour creates an environment of fear, insecurity, and emotional instability for the child. The consequences may include fear, anxiety, low self-esteem, attachment issues, depression, behavioural problems, difficulty trusting others, and long-term impacts on mental health. It is crucial for parents to establish a supportive and nurturing environment for their children. Communication should be open, respectful, and focused on positive reinforcement rather than threats. If a parent is dealing with personal issues that may lead to such behaviour, seeking professional help, such as therapy or counselling, can be beneficial for both the parent and the child. 8. Empty promises. Promising something to children without intending to follow through can have several detrimental effects. Children may develop trust issues, experiencing disappointment and emotional instability when promises are consistently broken. This pattern can negatively impact their self-esteem, making them feel less valued. Moreover, constant exposure to unfulfilled promises can make children cynical and skeptical about relationships. Additionally, a breakdown in communication may occur as children become less open when they perceive their parents' words as unreliable. To foster a positive parent-child relationship, it's crucial for parents to be honest, consistent, and reliable in their communication, and to address unmet promises openly with their children. The influence of toxic parents on their children is quite profound, and it can leave long-lasting effects. Childhood is a pivotal stage that shapes who we become. Recognizing the signs of toxic parenting and offering support is crucial. With understanding, awareness, and timely intervention, we can hope to break the cycle of toxicity and provide children with the love and nurturing they need to truly flourish.